And welcome to another episode of Expert Speak. I'm Michael DeLon. Today I'm talking with Jaclyn Strominger. Jaclyn, thank you for being with my guest today.
Oh my God, Michael, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure and it's a lot of fun already.
It's going to be great. So Jaclyn does a lot of things, but what she's really known for is helping you leap to your success. So she's going to help you in this next few minutes really understand some basic principles, get over some challenges you may be having, but then we're going to tell you how you can do some more work with Jaclyn so that you can really live the life that you want to live. So Jaclyn, it's going to be a great conversation. Tell me, how in the world did you get doing what you're doing today?
It is such a great question. And I was like, well, we don't have a ton of time. And so it's a good thing I'm from Boston because I can talk really, really fast. Um, so how I got to doing what I'm doing, it's evolved, right? So I left college and I knew what I wanted to do. I got into the career of my dreams, so I thought. And then life happens, right? And you're trying to figure out, are you really in the career of your dreams? And I say career, not a job, right? In
Yeah.
the career of my dreams. And so things evolved and I got involved in, I did a stint in recruiting. I got married. We moved to Boston, moved back to Boston from New York City. And I kid you not, probably for about 3 years, people would say to me, okay, what's Jaclyn doing right now? Because I would switch. I was trying to
Yeah.
find what I wanted to do. And, I stayed in my career. I was like magazine publishing, but I was evolving. And I woke up one day and I realized that I wanted to help other people find their true selves and what they wanted to do and help them be good leaders, good people, and find their passions. Because as I was going through all my career transitions and things that I wanted to do, what I found was what I loved the most. And I kept thinking, if I could help people do it faster than I did,
Mm-hmm.
right? And do it with zeal and zest and
Love it.
then I can live my own truth because that's what I love. I love helping people, as I love to say, turn their passions into profit. And I don't mean like sewing
Right.
or painting. It's like, what is their passion inside? Like, what makes you get up in the morning and feel like, oh my God, this is the best thing. And I am doing what I love to do. Yes. Will there be hiccups? Of
Of
course.
course.
But, you know, at the end of the day, you know that you're on the right path. And
Yeah.
so that's how I sort of got to where I am. And I went and I became a certified coach. And I developed a framework called the LEAP framework, which starts with leveraging communication. That's my L. And the leveraging communication is the words that we also, not only do we say to ourselves, but what we put out there. And it's really key for leadership. I really love working with leaders and helping them find their words to inspire their teams and
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And then it's the energy. I love to share your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah.
So if you are having the vibe of negative Nelly or your doubter, whatever, Debbie Doubter, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call yourself, you have to have the right vibe and energy to put out there to attract the right people. So we work on energy. We create action plans. So that's the A. So the action plans for where you want to go and where you want to be, and then propel. That's and performance. It kind of goes together. I spell leap basically with two P's. So it's propel and performance. And I always say when we're in that stage, we're going to MMA your life and your business, meaning we're going to measure, monitor, and adjust things that you're doing. And if we need to make tweaks, we can.
I love that. The LEAP framework.
Yeah.
Um, and I love that you have a framework. You can't believe how many coaches I talk to who don't have, no, I'll just help you with this. I'm like, that's okay. But having a framework that people can get their heads around and go, oh, I got it. And the words, yeah, words are important. They're vibrant. They are essential in how we communicate internally and externally.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a great story. Here's what I want to ask. When before somebody engages with you, right? what are they struggling with? What's going on internally, externally? How do they know that they're in a funk or they're just something's not right and they need some help? Because I know some people in my audience are there, they just haven't identified it yet. What do you
A lot of times it's that feeling when you wake up in the morning and it's that there is something greater out there for you. And you keep saying to yourself, it's not my time yet.
hmm,
Or I can or you've told yourself, "Oh, I know that I can do this," but you don't make a change. And so it's
mm,
the people that come to me that I work with, they know that they want something better and more,
mhm,
and that they can't figure out what they're doing, not wrong, but they can't figure out what to switch or to change. And
yeah.
sometimes it's just the accountability of going through that, or really helping them follow their vision and dreams
Mhm.
and really know what that is. And sometimes it's redefining that. And so I work with a lot of leaders who um, are in corporate, who they've got a great team, and they've either been passed over for that promotion, or they know that they just feel like there's something more out there for them, and
Mhm.
they want to go up that next level. Sometimes it's people that they're feeling that they're on the hamster wheel, and they're
Right.
just like, I know that I can steer something different, but where do I go?
Yep.
And
That's
and
awesome.
sometimes it's also that I've had a lot of my clients come to me that's and I hate using the word fear
Yeah.
because it's can I take the step to do something different?
Yep. Absolutely. Well, it's funny because that's funny. No, because I've lived this, right? And I call it I term what you were describing there as the Sunday night blues. Because
Yeah.
for me, a long time, the worst day of the week was Sunday night, knowing that I had to go to work the next day, right? And it's like, and I think if you're dealing with the Sunday night blues, whatever day of the week it is, that would be a good indication that you might want to reach out and have a conversation with Jaclyn. Because here's what I have found, Jaclyn. It's the questions that we ask are more important than the answers we give. Because if
Yeah.
you ask a bad question, you're going to get a bad answer. But having somebody like you who understands how to talk, how to understand, and how to ask a good question, then I go internal and I go, that's it. I never thought. And the light bulbs start coming on. Do you find that happens?
Yeah, some of the aha moments, like where I'm talking to them, people, and one of my clients is a sales professional, and we were talking about words as she's making phone calls and creating systems for her, and she said, I don't feel comfortable saying certain things. I said, well, let's figure out what's going to be your right script.
Yeah.
And I used the word relaunch for her, and she's like, oh my God, that's my word. That's where I am.
Yeah.
I'm relaunching. And so it's helping people find those words, and it's amazing when the light bulbs go off, or we help switch the belief in the brain to say,
Yes.
you know what, I can do that. And that's like, to me, that's like my MasterCard moment. But I wanted to share something because what you said, your Sunday night blues. And the thing that I want to share is sometimes what I've seen, and this was myself, where my clients come to me is they wake up and they realized they're existing and they're not living. They've
Mm,
stopped,
yep.
they've stopped following a dream or a passion or a vision.
Yep.
And so that was me. I will never forget this.
Yep.
It was like I can remember it yesterday. And I was working with, in my favorite career. And I had had my second child, and I was sitting with two other ladies, and we were talking. And one of the ladies said to the other one, um, she said, that may not be great for your career. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, career?
Yeah.
I had forgotten about my career, and I had forgotten what I wanted in life. And it was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I'm just going through the motions. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm doing great, but I stopped having this vision of where I wanted to go in my career
Mhm.
because I was, because life was happening. And
Right.
so I love to help my clients not forget about their life.
I think that's so good because so many times we get stuck or we are chasing the wrong thing. We think the promotion, when I get the promotion, when I get the corner office, everything's going to be great. I'm going to feel
Right.
so good. And what we find is, yeah, not so much.
Right.
I got the promotion one time and it was like, that
Now
all you,
what? Right?
it's being fulfilled where I am. And sometimes being passed over for the promotion is the best thing that can ever happen to you. If you embrace that and go, you know what? Let me use what I've got to build my team here.
Yeah.
Who knows what the future holds? But too many times we are chasing that thing that we think, when I get that, and it's like, yeah, you ain't gonna be happy because there's a bunch of junk that comes with that you don't know about. Fair?
Right. Right. Or you're chasing something and actually what you're chasing doesn't sync what I call with your achievement code.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you've reached that thing or title or position, in actuality, it doesn't really resonate with who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you, as you just said, the fulfillment that you really want. And so that's what I like for me when I'm working with my clients, I love helping them find out like what is that fulfillment? Cuz sometimes it's not the title and
Right.
or the paycheck. It's what they're doing, the act of what they're doing every day that they are feeling fulfilled in and whose lives they're touching or what they're doing even in their home
Yeah.
that's
And
going to give them that fulfillment.
what I have found, I'm a big proponent of well, lots of things, but two in particular as we're talking, is number one,
Mm,
thinking on paper. I found
yep.
that when I think in my head, it's like spaghetti. I can't get anything down. But as soon as I take out a piece of paper and start writing, journaling, whatever you call it, just getting thoughts on my head, you go, oh, I start seeing themes. But also having a coach, having somebody out with an outside set of eyes who has a broad spectrum of experience. I'm shocked. I don't know why I am, but I'm always shocked at how fast they can diagnose me and go, Michael, have you thought about this? No. And they ask really good
Yeah.
questions, and then
Right.
we walk down a process. Is that kind of how you work with people if they engage with you? What's that kind of look like?
So when somebody joins and becomes a client, we go through a couple different things. So I'll go through a series of things to help them figure out what we're gonna work on. But yes, there's a purpose and a goal for the work, but then we also start asking the questions. And sometimes our coaching sessions aren't necessarily about their work or their career or their leadership. It actually ends up being something completely different. But it's about pulling out those things and finding out where people are, um, what opportunities they feel that they need to look at, what actions that they feel they need to be taking, and what is actually stopping them from
Yep.
making those actions.
Yeah. Yeah. And that happens, I find, much easier in conversation.
Yep.
And when you've got somebody with your experience, the conversation's easy because you put people at ease, but you know the questions to ask, and it's not a. I love your framework because it's a big guide. It's kind of like
Yeah.
going across a big bridge, right? I
Yep.
assume from Boston to New York, there's probably a bridge somewhere, right? And so
A
you've got
few.
this big bridge, and you've got guardrails on the sides of the bridge. All right, those are to keep us within the lanes, but within the lanes, I've got a lot of mobility. I've got a lot of freedom to move, and that's kind of working with Jaclyn is going to give you that freedom to move and explore, and maybe take an off ramp, but not dive into the Hudson because that would be bad, right?
Right. Right. That would actually not be very good to dive into the Hudson. Would not recommend it.
Nobody
But
would
that's
ever find
actually,
you.
yeah, a little murky. But and that's actually one of the biggest things is helping. What I love working with my clients on is that we really help figure out the path that we have, and everybody's journey is going to be different. And so you all hear this. Don't compare yourself to anybody else other than yourself. Your journey is your journey, but you know that today, if you decide that you want to do something different, put the line in the sand and know that you can do it.
Yeah,
Today's your day, and you can be
absolutely.
unstoppable and make the leap. Just put the line in the sand and know that whatever happened yesterday or whatever you did yesterday, that was then. Today's a new day.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. Take the leap. And you've got this leap framework, right? And we talk about helping people leap to your success. And I really liked it because in order, I always think about, people like standing on a diving board. And are you going to leap into the water? Or are you going to go back down the right? And I think so many times we need encouragement. We need a coach. We need somebody to say, "Hey, when you
Yeah.
leap, it's okay. We're down here. I got a boat down here. I can help you." But we need to leap because taking little baby steps, I guess it can work, but it sure is a lot faster just to, here I go, leap. But we need somebody who says, not only am I here to encourage you, I'm on the other side to receive you. I'm going to be with you in this whole journey, right?
Yep, and we're gonna work on your action plans, and we're gonna figure out what steps you need to make the leap
Yeah.
so that you're not doing it on your own.
Yeah, that's really good. Think about, I mean, we're just around the Olympics, and I think of the gymnastics guy, people who run, and then they have that pommel horse thing that they have to
Oh,
they have
yeah,
to bounce and leap. But you look at all the little steps they take, and they have to plant their foot at a certain spot, and they have to do a certain thing, and that's all. That's how you work with people, because so many times people say, "Well, what's the silver bullet?" Okay, come on, Jaclyn, give me the one thing. And so many times it's not one thing; it's a dozen little things.
right.
But then you go, "Ah, I got it." And now it's that mindset shift, that communication, that language that helps me have more energy, that I can put more actions into what I want, and then I have a more prosperous, productive future. It's really cool what you put together because it's memorable, and I love
Yeah,
that. So
that's yeah.
zeal and zest. I also like that too. Z
Yeah.
word. Not many people use zeal and zest. Um, let's talk about somebody's out here. How do they get a hold of you? Because you and I, you've kind of hit a hot button to me because I love this, but I love the framework that you put
Yeah,
together. We could talk for a long time,
yeah, okay.
but I'd rather them go and find out more about you, how you work, find out information about you, connect with you, maybe even have a conversation, right?
Yep,
To see if this is the
yep.
right, see if it's time to take a leap into something new to help. How do people get a hold of you? What's the best next step for somebody?
Go to my website, leaptoyoursuccess.com. And what's actually going to pop up is the Unstoppable Achievers Journal. It's a digital download. It actually helps you walk through your mission statement, your mantra, crafting things. It's great journal, digital. Grab the download. And then I also give everybody who gets the download a complimentary session.
Right.
Grab the complimentary session. And it's complimentary. Trust me. I will tell you, because the one thing I can't stand is I don't like being sold. I am not here to sell you. I am here to help you. So grab the journal, grab a complimentary call.
Awesome. Leaptoyoursuccess.com. There's a
Yep.
whole episode just on that. Well done on a super simple, clear domain name. And if you're listening to this, I mean, just that's brilliant in and of itself. So leap to your success with Jaclyn Strominger. Got that right?
Yes.
Leaptoyoursuccess.com. Grab the journal. That's really cool. And think about, gosh, there's so many marketing tips here that we're not even going to go about right now, but she's doing things really well. She's here to serve. I hope you heard that in her voice. She's here to serve you, and she's giving you this Leap to Your Success journal, and she's giving you that free download, a free session. Take her up on it.
Yep.
Seriously, you're not out anything. You're going to be ahead of the game. And as you can tell, she's a really hard-nosed salesperson. She's going to keep you on that Zoom until you say yes. No, yeah, come on. Leap to your success. Take a chance and get somebody in your corner who can breathe life into you so that you can have what's inside of you, that get away from those Sunday night blues and start living a life of your dreams. Leap to
Yep.
your success. That's awesome. Jaclyn, wow, thank you. What a great interview. Thanks for being my guest and for doing what you do.
Thank you, Michael. This was absolutely amazing. And you're a great host.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thanks for listening to Experts Speak. Tune in again next week. We'll have another fantastic guest. Take care. God bless.